Please get ready for a dictation of part 2 of the PM's speech on new education policy. 5 seconds. Start. Now, the students will also have the freedom to leave a particular course in between and take admission in another course if they wish to. For this, they can take a break from the first course for a certain period of time and join the second course. This is the thought behind getting higher education free of streams, providing multiple entry exits and credit bank. We are moving towards an era where a person will not stay in the same profession throughout his life. Change is inevitable. For this, the person will have to constantly reskill and upskill himself. This has also been taken into consideration in the national education policy. Friends, dignity has a huge role in the development of a nation and the pride of any strata of the society. In a society, a person can practice any profession as no work should be deemed less than its contemporary professions. We are forced to contemplate how a culturally enriched nation like India has been infested by such an ill mentality. How the idea of high and low and mocking stance towards people who engage in the labor has crept into our minds. The main reason behind this mentality lies in the fact that education remains disconnected from this strata of society. If you ever visit a village and witness the farmers, laborers working, then only you can understand their contribution towards society and how they have invested their lives to nourish the needs of the society. Our generation must learn to respect their labor. In order to achieve this prerogative, we have paid attention to the ideas of student education and dignity of labor in the national education policy. Friends, the world expects a lot from the 21st century India. India bears the capability of providing talent and technology to the world. The national education policy addresses this responsibility that we bear towards the world. The solutions suggested by the national education policy aim to develop the mindset towards futuristic technology. Technology has given us a medium to reach the students of far-flung areas at minimal expenditure, effectively and with a great amount of speed. We must make the most out of the technology. Through this education policy, we will get help in developing a better course and content which is based on technology. Whether it emphasizes on basic computing, coding, or research-oriented activities. This not only would change the education system, but would also act as a medium to change the approach of the entire society. The concept of virtual lab would carry forward the dreams of better education to my young friends who could never study these subjects before, as lab experiments were essential. The national education policy would play a big role in bridging the gap between research and education in our country. Friends, the national education policy could be implemented in a more effective and rapid manner only when the institutions and their infrastructure would reflect these reforms. The essential need of the time, that is, the formation of the values of innovation and adaptation in our society, must start from the institutions of our nation whose autonomy lies in your hands. When we want to establish education and especially higher education as the creators of an empowered society, then we must also empower the higher educational institutions. And I know that when the question of empowering the institutions arises, it follows with the word autonomy. We know that autonomy bears several views. One believes that everything must be run under the control of the government with strictness. However, the other believes that institutions by default must get autonomy. In the first approach, it shows a mistrust towards the non-governmental organizations, and on the other hand, the second approach treats autonomy as an entitlement. The path to good quality education lies in the midway of both the opinions. The institutions which strive for quality education must be rewarded with freedom. It helps in encouragement of building of quality and gives everyone an incentive to grow. Before the advent of national education policy, we have seen in the recent years that how our government has started the initiative to give autonomy to institutions. I hope that with the development of national education policy, the process of autonomization of educational institutions would also gather speed. Friends, former president of the country, the great scientist Dr. Abdul Kalam used to say, the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. Enlightened human beings can be created by teachers. Indeed, all of you teachers and professors are one of the greatest means of bringing a change in the education system, of providing good students, good professionals, and good citizens to the country. You, the people associated with the education sector, do and can do this work. Therefore, the dignity of teachers has also been emphasized in the national education policy. There is also an effort to make the talent of India remain in India to develop the generations to come. There is a lot of emphasis on teacher training and making teachers constantly update their skills in the national education policy. I believe when a teacher learns, a nation leads. Friends, to implement the national education policy, we all have to work together with full determination. A new round of dialogue and coordination with universities, colleges, school education boards, different states, different stakeholders is about to start from here. Since all of you are at the top of the highest institutions of higher education, you have a greater responsibility. I urge you to keep having discussions and webinars on national education policy. Create a strategy for the policy, a roadmap to implement that strategy, add a timeline to the roadmap, and add resources, human resources, to implement it. Make a plan to bring all of these together in light of the new policy. The national education policy is not a mere circular. National education policy would not be implemented just by notifying and issuing a circular. We have to make up our minds and show immense dedication towards it. In order to build the present and future India, this task is of utmost importance. It seeks your major contribution from each and every person watching, hearing this conclave. I believe that better suggestions and solutions for the effective implementation of the national education policy will come out of this conclave. This conclave has also given me an opportunity to convey my regards and gratitude to Dr. Kasturi Rangan and his team at a public forum. Once again, I convey my good wishes to all. Thank you very much. Stop.